game! So, we can only go a couple of weeks
without ABBA.
So we love ABBA.
We do. And I wonder how ABBA would feel if they knew that we were doing it for Tech Tuesday. I don't think they would have imagined that happening.
No, but it's a good one. What's the name of the game?
I love it. What's your game? Welcome Tuesday, Tech Tuesday. So what's the name of the game? We talked about the game.
Strategy.
We talked about baseball. We talked about baseball yesterday. We talked about fishing. So I actually think that Faye was a fisherman in her past life. If you watch any of her trainings, she always talks about fishing.
Yeah.
But yesterday, I think we talked about baseball.
Yeah, another one of those sports that I'm good at.
Exactly.
So we've been we were sitting here and said we had an hour, half an hour, and then all of a sudden we're like, oh crap, we're supposed to be live.
15 minutes. We need lights. We need a mic. So we have a mic, we have lights, and then we had to find a song. So the challenge is that I think what would be really cool, I'm just trying to figure out how to do it, is to record literally the 5 minutes before we go live as a blooper reel. Because I'd like to include bloopers because we think they're funny and I think we're funny. But I don't know how to record it because I can't click record and go live. So it's kind of,
That's
anyway,
okay.
It's okay. So I'm still working on that piece.
So we've changed scenery. We're back together. We could have done one of those songs, you,
me.
Yeah.
So today we're in Faye's kitchen.
Yep.
Sometimes we're at Faye's cottage. We have not been in, sometimes you're in your office, I'm in my office. It's a little bit of
So we're working on something really cool that we're launching in September. So stay tuned. We'll let you know about it, but we're plotting the universal overtake right now as we speak.
Just small things, just taking over the complete and utter universe.
Yeah. So yesterday we talked about strategy, and it was all about understanding that you have an idea, you have to kind of flush it out and make your steps, put your steps in place to make it happen. And so one of the things that always happens is your idea will come up in the most inopportune moment, right?
Like Teresa saying world domination.
Yeah. That's the goal. So it's always, you're driving or you're somewhere and you come up with this great idea and then you're like, oh, damn, I'll get back to it. And then you go home and what happens? Maybe it's an age thing or maybe it's just there's too much. I always say there's too many things in my brain. I can't fit anymore because you forget.
Well, you literally get home and you do nothing.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately you don't remember that you had an idea or you don't remember that you remembered anything. So you forgot and you're done. And it would have changed the world if you could have only remembered it. Well, because I find that I have the best ideas in two places. One of them's odd, but I have the best ideas in the car, not odd, or in the shower.
Yeah. Mine are always at 3 a.m.
She has the best ideas when she can't sleep. Literally, I have woken up and she's like, I've been up for 4 hours and I have the best ideas. And I'm like, can I just grab my coffee first? Because I'm not where you are yet.
No. So mentally. So what I've learned to do, and these are our tech tools, and they're really easy and cheap, and you already have them.
Well, and Colin's saying it's, hey, Siri.
Hey, Siri. Exactly.
Well, that's the start, but you have to tell Siri what to do.
So that's exactly what my tech is, Colin, and I didn't even talk to you today. So what I do is I use my phone to dictate myself messages. So in two ways, I either in the middle of the night will say, hey, Siri, can you send me a text or can you add this to my notes?
Siri, don't listen.
No, that's right. And then I tell her my idea, and then I can go back and get it later. And it works the same if you're driving, wherever you are. You can actually just text yourself if you want, right? You can say, hey, Siri, can you send me this text? And then you can go ahead and dictate. Why do I do it in text? Because a lot of you are going to, put up your hands and go, oh, you can put it in your notes. Oh, you can put it in this. I know, but I won't check it. The only thing that I absolutely 100% check about 1 million times a day is my text. So
sorry, my Siri on my watch is saying something seems to be amiss.
So the key is understanding what you can do to remember your great ideas. And I guarantee you, if you start getting in the habit of it, it will make a difference. So not only your ideas, but for example, if you are creating a course, you're creating a lead magnet, or you're doing something and you have an idea for it, same thing. Go ahead and dictate it to Siri or to voice recorder or whatever smartphone you use. I guess you could also probably do it if you're sitting in a room with Alexa, right? If
Yeah,
it's
you
on,
could do an Alexa.
you could tell Alexa to send you something. So there's all these opportunities to do it. The key is to condition yourself to do it. I use voice because
So when you do voice, now you do voice to dictate. So you do voice to send yourself a text.
Yeah.
So that when you get home, you see the text and you read it.
I read it. So, and then I do that in the middle of the night. So because
So that's the advantage of dictating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the middle of the night, for those of you I know, and please don't tell me I'm not supposed to have my phone beside my bed, all that stuff, because that's the best time that I get my ideas.
Trust me, she needs to have her phone beside her bed.
So again, in the middle of the night, sometimes I don't remember them in the morning because you're maybe dreaming, half dreaming. Some of the texts might be a little weird. But,
yeah, exactly.
But if you actually do it in the middle of the night when you get up in the morning and you see it as a text the first thing, you'll be able to say, oh, that's cool. And then you can take it and use it wherever you want. You can throw it in your notes from there, or throw it on your Trello board, which we love.
You can do whatever you want.
Can we just say Trello once?
Every Tech Tuesday. But so this is the challenge, is that literally every Tech Tuesday, I'm like, oh, it's too bad we did Trello already.
Yeah,
Trello would
'cause
be
it's a
perfect
great
for that. Oh, but Trello would be, so obviously, I don't think, maybe this is something that I need to figure out, if there's a way that I can get Siri to add
To
a
the
card
Trello board.
to a Trello board.
I bet you there is. And if there isn't, that's a great idea. We should
Mhm.
invent it.
So I'm going to look into that one. So leave that one with me.
Yeah.
I'm going to attempt to figure out if I can add. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Trello.
Yeah.
Anyway, just
Yeah.
say it.
So that's my tech.
I'm a big fan of. Just tried it. Oh, thank you, Colin. Because his Tech Tuesday today is the fact that he loves Apple products.
That's right.
So he's just trying it. So anyway, that's okay. It will open up the app. Okay, so good to know that Trello doesn't work like that, but there's a workaround. So for me, I'm not a voice person. Obviously, if I'm driving, yes, I'll either do a voice recorder note. So again, these are all things that comes with your phone. So you can use, hey Siri, remind me of this, or can you add a reminder? What I've used is, can you add a reminder in your calendar? So you can say, add an appointment for this time, and you can say something, so then you're home in an hour, it'll pop up. Voice recorder, text, whatever it happens to be. I'm a huge fan of using my notes feature. So I don't necessarily think of Siri. I more think of Siri as remind me to do this, remind me of that. That's sort of my lingo, and it goes into the reminder app, which I don't like. I have used voice recorder, which I like more when I'm in my car, but honestly, I love my lists. So for me, there's two that I love the most. One is the notes. So literally whatever notes app comes with your phone, but I'm also disciplined to look.
Right.
So that's the biggest difference, is that I have a place. So that notes feature, I copy and paste text from things that I'm searching for, if I'm doing research. So I'm constantly in that app looking for things, because that's my idea hub.
And that's the key. You have to understand who you are, right? Both ideas are great, but you have to understand who you are. Do you want to read it? Are you good at writing and reading, or are you good at, I'm doing, which is voicing it and then checking it afterwards? You have to figure that out.
Yeah, so I just go into, there's also different list apps like AnyList,
which is my favorite,
which is a big one. So the good thing about AnyList is that you can use it for collaboration. You can also use the Notes app for collaboration as well.
Yeah.
So for example, I have one on my notes called Grocery List.
Yeah.
It's not a business thing.
I have recipes on my list.
So if my kid runs out of something,
Yeah.
he just goes into the notes and adds it to the grocery list.
Yeah.
And then it auto updates. So if I'm at the grocery store, it auto updates, or if my husband's there, it auto updates.
I have an
which is
any
perfect.
list for movies that I want to watch. So
Yeah.
when somebody gives me a recommendation on Netflix and that, I put it on my movie list, and then I can go back because I don't remember anything apparently.
Right. So wherever, so if it's, again, if you're good with voice, use voice notes. If you're driving, you can send yourself a text or put a reminder in your phone. Siri, obviously, being very good at all of that. I find, again, if she's talking, I'll be like, hang on, and I'll put it in my notes. But again, that's where I have all my hubs. So whatever works for you. The biggest challenge we have is getting things from our brain into a place that makes sense.
Right. And we talked at great length about Trello before, and we're going to talk about it again, damn it, because we love it so much. But you can take both of these ideas, right, wherever you put your notes, however you do them, and then see if they're any good.
Well, that's the other thing.
And then put them into your Trello.
Sometimes 3 a.m. is not maybe you come up with this great idea that you thought was amazing at 3.
Yeah.
But when you get up and have your coffee at 7,
it's not as good.
It's not as good.
Not usually,
but that's okay.
though. Most of my ideas are really good.
But Colin's saying that what you can do with Siri is you can open the app and then you can dictate once the board is open.
Nice.
So that's good to know.
Okay. So, I mean, that's the best. So what we're trying to get you to do is just, instead of letting everything flow around, we want you to try to come up with a strategy for your ideas so that you can actually implement those ideas or produce them and get you results. So,
but you can't plan. You can't create a plan around an idea if you don't have an idea.
Right.
But we always have ideas. And I find once you start to build a strategy and you start to think about things, more things pop into your head. And that's when I really go, oh, wait a minute, I need to add that piece in.
To our Trello board.
Exactly. So even a reminder to say, add this.
Yeah. And so sometimes, and we do that all the time with, the project we're working on. So if we find something that we like that would work well with what we're working on, we just throw it into that Trello board, because again, we'll forget that we saw that. And then when we go in to actually do strategy work like we're doing today.
Remember that site I sent you the other day? Do you remember it? No. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
So you do have to figure what works for you. Whatever way you can collect information, literally it's like downloading it from your brain.
Yeah.
So how can you download it? I know people who keep Word documents open on their computer.
Yep.
And as soon as something pops in there, that doesn't work for me.
No. And you can't, don't leave 14 tabs open, because you'll eventually get back to it. Like you have.
I only have 1, 2, 3. Look, I have one that's 1 tab.
Okay, so what? Oh, and that one probably has 50 open.
I'm scared to look
Or
now.
if you have, like me, have
Only 6.
You have multiple windows open. Is not very good.
Oh, I'm not clicking the window on. No. But that's the other challenge, is that somebody just came in and the dog is going to go crazy. So we bear with you. But that's the problem. So I will get back to it. It won't happen. So, take whatever you want from it. I think one person actually gave me really good advice one time. It was about physical files, but I actually use it. It's like you have, 3 options. Either file it, meaning taking the piece that you want, file, act on it, meaning doing it, or toss it.
Yeah.
Means get rid of it. So that's sort of a really good.
And same with your ideas.
Exactly. Yeah. Because
they're not really good. Get rid of them. Right.
Exactly.
And then act on the ones that are good, because that's what your strategy is all about.
Exactly. So you have all kinds. We talked about a lot of different apps. So you have a lot of them on your phone already. So now you just have to use them. Pick one. I think the challenge is that there's so many that you get overwhelmed. Pick one.
Yeah.
Are you going to dictate into your notes? Are you going to write them? Where are you going to go that you're going to look on a regular basis when it's like, okay, I'm going to take that time. I'm going to work on my business. I'm going to take those ideas and I'm going to implement them. Where are the ideas?
Cool. And get them out of your head.
Exactly. All right. Thanks, guys. We will see you
Friday. But tomorrow, go to the Ask a Mentor group, because Celia will be there at 8 o'clock. 7 o'clock.
Yes, 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock
in the Ask a Mentor group, and then we will be back for Free for All Friday.
Yeah.
And Teresa, yes, Word does have a dictation feature. Actually, it has read to write.
Yeah.
So if you can open up Word and a lot of different
Google Docs,
all of them.
There's voice transcription on Google Docs as well. Again, those are great if you're actually in front of your laptop.
Exactly. If you're writing a blog or something like that, but not necessarily for quick.
No, and I try not to keep my laptop open at night, but I do.
All right. Have a good week.
Bye, guys.